Hi everybody, JJ here with Experiences My Dog, and we're bringing you guys another quick hands-on preview. So not a full in-depth review, but it's going to be a product that we'll be doing a review essentially in the future once we've had the opportunity to put it through its paces. So what do we got right here? Well, we've got a brand new type of, I'd say, dog lead or leash that really utilizes a new and kind of novel and different type of connecting mechanism to go ahead and connect it to your dog's collar or your dog's, ideally your dog's harness. So for many of us, of course, we've all got some form of traditional lead or leash that we make our connection to. It's probably using kind of the traditional spring-based depression mechanism where there's a small latch, there's a spring, you depress down, and then essentially that opens, and then you clip that onto, let's say, your dog's collar or ideally your dog's harness. The disadvantage that ultimately you have when you're using something like those is one, a lot of times the varying quality of the metal and the construction process can really be evident there, and so you can actually see them fail, sometimes as early as a few months, sometimes 6 months, a year, and it can essentially break, it can snap. I've actually personally experienced this where I've seen the actual spring either entirely pop out. I've seen the actual depression mechanism that you hold down with your thumb actually crack in half and pop off, and then essentially leaves you with nothing in play. And both experiences are definitely scary because, of course, if that happens to you inside your home, not a big deal. But of course, if it happens outside, you can be very concerned because, of course, your dog could essentially be able to run away or escape depending on how responsive they are to their come when called commands, right? So I think having something you can feel confident in when you're fixing that to your dog's collar or your harness is really critical. And so this company went about doing something to, I think, give a little bit more of a medium ground, really bringing a very high quality based latching and connecting based mechanism to be able to make an attachment to the collar or the harness, but at a more reasonable price point. There are a couple of really high quality what are called frog type connectors that are available in very high quality leashes, but they can be pretty expensive, usually somewhere between almost like $75 to $100 for these, and they're usually seen more in kind of specialized industry like protection, special services, military, emergency responders, things along those lines is what you usually see. But a lot of kind of those more specialized type of design mechanisms and the requirements you have in those industries, they've brought over into this connector. So let's see really kind of where it differentiated itself in terms of this leash. Before we get into that kind of connector differential though, let's take a quick look here at just kind of the leash itself. So pretty straightforward. It's a 6-foot lead. It's 1 inch wide. It's pretty much a nylon or polyester based webbing. Looks to be pretty good quality stitching, definitely at the 2 connection points that we want, one at the actual connector end and then another one of course at the handle end. The handle does have some actually reinforced stitching and also has neoprene, which is nice there to give you a little bit of additional comfort in terms of padding. It does have a D-ring right here, which is nice, so you can go ahead and attach different accessories like a light, a bag, a bottle. Here of course we have your poop bag dispenser, and it comes in actually a number of different prints. I like this nice cool little paw print. It's neutral, it works well for all of our dogs. The one thing that I'm seeing here that I don't like right off the bat is that it doesn't have a control handle, which for me is really kind of one of the things I love to see on some form of lead, where you've got that secondary point to be able to make kind of easy, quick adjustments or corrections to your dog, or you want to be able to pull in your dog, especially in kind of tighter environments. You could kind of pull in the lead, but I find that it's always much more convenient to ultimately be able to have the control handle. So that's something that we don't see here. But when we go to really what makes this different is going to be the latching mechanism. So in terms of the material quality, it's outstanding. This is made out of high quality aluminum. A lot of times what you're going to find on dog leads is that the connector is using some form of what's called sintered metal. So that's actually powder metal that they form together and they bake it and then it solidifies. That's not as strong as taking essentially a forged piece of metal and then cutting that piece out. And so here we actually have high quality grade aluminum that's been what's called CNC'd. So it's using a specialized machine, cuts it out. It's very, very high in terms of its strength, its durability, but because it's high quality aluminum, it's exceedingly lightweight. So it's not like you have a really heavy lead, which is nice to see. It does have a swivel based design, which is nice. So it's going to be able to kind of make those adjustments so you don't have to worry about tangling as much. But really what makes this different is going to be how it actually connects. So if we take, let's say for instance, the ring that you would make your connection to here, this is Ultron's harness. A lot of times you're going to go ahead and press down and that springs into press and you're gonna attempt to go ahead and make that latching connection. And sometimes if your hands are sweaty or in a rush, you kind of miss aim, you know, or depending on the dexterity, the strength that you have in there, you might not be able to do that easily. The nice thing here is you don't really have to use anything. You can literally just hold this tight, push into it, and it'll automatically lock into place. I'm 6'2", you know, about 200 pounds, and I can definitely tell you this makes an outstanding connection. I'm pulling pretty much with all my strength. This is not coming off. It's fantastic if you've got, you know, bigger size dogs, you know, 60 pounds, 70, 80, 100+ pound dogs. You really want to feel confident in those connections. The other really cool thing here is that sometimes you can worry about having accidental disconnects with those spring kind of latching based designs, where sometimes that spring, you know, it's just that bolt is not really well kind of clicked in, and it can pop off. The cool thing is here is there's a redundant kind of base design mechanism. So even if I press down on one side and I pull, it's not gonna come off. I'm trying with all my might and it is not coming off, and that's because you actually have to press both sides to be able to have this release. So I'm gonna press down on both and then it opens right up. Very simple. So really nice. Again, to be able to go ahead and connect it, you can depress these both down to open it up. So I press those down, you can see it opens up, make that connection, right? And then press it again to essentially release it. Or I can just push in, which is also really nice. So I'm really a big fan of this. I think it's a really cool option. They're now available from gearfur.com, who's the manufacturer. I also love the fact that they're made here in the United States, which is also something you always love to see. And you can get it for about $50 in a couple of different colors. They also do make another one that is designed for 2 dogs simultaneously. Although I definitely think in that situation, I'd definitely like to have some type of control handle if I had 2 dogs in play. But like I said, we're going to be doing a full in-depth review. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, feel free to go ahead and drop them into the comment section down below. While you're down there, if you can go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe button, it's really appreciated. We're getting close to 300 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. I'm really looking forward to hitting that, and also continue to offer you guys a lot of great content here on the Experiences with My Dog YouTube channel. So with that, as always, take care, take it easy, enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to give your dogs a treat from us.